What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Kind of Funny Gamescast special report. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the Hispanic heartthrob, the #1 games journalist, Andy Cortez.
What's up, guys? What's up, internet world, gaming, the gaming environment? How are we all doing today?
I'm doing great. I am excited. Of course, you know the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Each and every Monday on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, we drop a brand new gaming podcast for you, talking about all the things we love in video games. However, of course, you can go to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames, get it days early if you support us at just a low level. Doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. You went, Andy, and saw Spider-Man on PlayStation 4.
I
of course, am an unbiased person to come in here and talk about Spider-Man. You know, I'm kidding. If you're an audio listener, I'm wearing a Spider-Man PS4 shirt by happenstance. We recorded XCU and review today, and I thought I'd wear a Marvel shirt. I put on the Spider-Man shirt, forgetting we were actually talking about Spider-Man. So I look like I'm totally in the tank.
Yeah.
Plus, I hosted the Marvel Hall H panel. Plus, I'm a Sony pony, as you all know.
Chill,
plus, you know what I mean? Stan Lee's my godfather.
Jeez.
So whatever. You know,
Phil
no big deal.
Schiller over here.
All right. Yeah, that's great. You went down to LA. You saw Spider-Man. The embargo is up, so we needed it. With us not doing Kind of Funny Games daily this week, there was no real way for you to get in and talk about it in the moment.
Correct.
So we decided we'd do a special video, special podcast here, just a short thing of this.
Right.
Now, you talked about it before. We have not talked at all really about what you saw or anything, but you said basically you're going in this gloves off. Like, you're going to talk about things.
I'm going to talk about everything that I experienced and everything that I saw, except for there are 3 key things that they don't want you to talk about.
You're super embargoed on. You're embargoed on your impressions, but the things you played here, they're like, please don't spoil for ruining the game.
Yeah, they're like, we want that to be a surprise for gamers and for reviewers out there.
Gotcha.
Please don't talk about these 3 key things. And we sort of had the same thing when we did Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Right, that's super common, where you go and you play something like, hey, you can talk about everything, but don't talk about this one story element. Yeah. We want that to be experienced when that happens.
Absolutely,
yeah. Okay, so you went down to LA, you played Spider-Man. Was Brian there?
Brian Intihar. Yes, he was. Yes.
Did he talk about me? Did he mention if shirtless Spider-Man's in this game?
No, he didn't say anything.
Again, I'm not shirtless Spider-Man. I just want to know. Okay. Andy,
he saw me and he said, "Thank God, Greg isn't here." This is what he said. This is what he told me. Yeah. Wow,
Brian.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens if I remember that when reviews come around. Andy, start.
Okay.
How does this? Where do they drop you?
The game starts. We start off the game essentially.
Oh, and you start the game.
It's the same thing that Nick mentioned. That is what they revealed at San Diego Comic-Con.
San Diego Comic-Con, they showed.
Did the public know that?
Which part?
That they showed the intro to the game.
I mean, that they were going to, or at the panel?
Obviously,
at the panel, I was like, "Hey, Hall H, we're about to show you the start of Spider-Man."
Is that leaked anywhere? Has that gotten
no,
out?
we asked everyone in Hall H to put away their phones. I'm pretty sure everybody did.
So I guess Nick kind of spoiled that in the one day we did the morning show. Nick was like, "Oh yeah, they showed us this. They showed us."
Oh, you're allowed to talk about it. He didn't have footage of it though.
Oh, okay, okay, gotcha.
So run me through the start though, for everyone who didn't go to Hall H.
Yeah, so the way the game starts off, it's sort of in his bedroom, in Peter Parker's bedroom, and it's like little slow pans to just showing little things he has around his bedroom, picture frames.
What I liked about it, from what they were showing when I saw it, right, was the environmental storytelling.
Yeah.
Because it's a bunch of notes of like, remember your rent's overdue, Aunt May's birthday, this, along with, hey, here are new designs for web shooters, here's all the stuff. And it's, the point of what I think Marvel Games and Insomniac's been talking about forever with this game, of the best Spider-Man stories are Peter's life and Spider-Man's life
colliding.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Brian mentioned that. Yeah.
This is a great example of that, right?
Yeah. So he's essentially a 23-year-old college grad.
Yeah.
And he's sort of, the camera pans over to him in bed, and it pans over to a cell phone that starts going off.
Yeah.
And it's a little alert saying, "Hey, there's crime out there. You got to go.
Hey, man, crime's happening.
Fight the crime, Peter."
Yeah.
And so he grabs the phone, looks at it.
It's Kingpin, right? There's like, isn't it a report that something's going on with Kingpin?
Something like that. Yeah. And so he starts getting ready, throw some toast in the toaster, and he's getting ready. And then there's a moment where he looks at pay your bill.
Yeah, the rent comes in under the door, like
under
final
the door,
notice, right?
And then he looks at the alert, and he's looking back and forth like, what should I take care of? Fuck that.
Spidey suit, or do I actually do the rent that Peter
I'm going to
needs?
go fight a crime.
Yeah, that's what he does.
And he fucking jumps out the window, and music is playing, and immediately I'm smiling from ear to ear because it's so beautiful and magical, and you're just seeing him fly through the city. You are flying as him. Like, that's where the cutscene sort of goes away.
I was going to say, from what they showed and told me, right, it's seamless. That he jumps out the window, you get the thing, he runs along the side of the building, and then basically he jumps off the building and does this, and you're in control.
Yeah,
right?
you are immediately in control. and everything works so well. They set the tone perfectly of like this fucking like kind of like like fucking like pop punk rock music playing, and it just sets the tone beautifully. How
does it feel? How does web swinging feel to you?
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Once you get the hang of it, once you understand what little things do what, that's what makes the traversal even more fun. And you're like, how can I get there faster in a quicker way? Can I take this shortcut?
Yeah.
He's looking for a mentor. They made this clear in the little sort of speech that Brian was saying.
Spidey's looking for somebody to look up to.
Yes, he's like he's out. He's now graduated from college, and he's looking for someone to get him on the path and to sort of like get his life going in the right direction.
Okay.
Right. MJ is in the game.
Yeah, she calls right in this first part. Yeah,
she is an investigative journalist.
Okay.
For the Bugle.
Yeah. She knows he's Spider-Man, right?
She knows he's Spider-Man. Correct.
Okay.
Once you start playing, once you get going, there is a mission where you go into a little like museum area, and suddenly you are MJ, and MJ is playable. And MJ is playable, and you are sneaking around this museum, trying to sneak around this woman
get the scoop.
Yeah, there's essentially you are there to take photos, but really you're there to uncover these secrets and find out what the fuck's happening with Kingpin. He's doing all this like sly shit or whatever. And so she is playable, and it's not for very long. It does seem kind of odd. Like I don't feel like it needed to happen, but it was fairly interesting, I guess. Yeah. And so you're kind of just sneaking around. And you're like doing a little like Uncharted style puzzle where essentially Kingpin collects a lot of ancient art. And one of the statues is a fucking like ninja dude, and the statue looks like it can move, and it doesn't match the photo. I wonder why. And you sort of like piece together these little things in the room. I think the game, well, when you start off, first off, the 3 difficulties are friendly, amazing, or spectacular. And that's really cool. Martin Lee, who we know from the rest of the previews, is Mr. Negative.
Yep.
And he's a philanthropist, and he helps out with Aunt May, who is raising money for a little food shelter.
Yeah,
which is really
runs,
cool.
Right?
Yeah, and he seems like a cool dude. So I'm like, where does this turn happen?
Right. And again, this is their whole thing they've talked about from the jump of the 2 worlds colliding. Right. Peter knows Martin Lee from working with Aunt May and being the philanthropist and being the good guy. So when Mr. Negative shows up, what happens?
There are no hints whatsoever of is there another side to this guy? It's just like, no, he's a solid dude. So
you'd be surprised how often that happens.
Had we never, oh my God. So had we never seen any of the E3 footage?
Yeah, you would know.
Yeah, like had we not known that Mr. Negative was in the game at all, had we not seen any screenshots of Mr. Negative, I just would have thought this guy was a normal ass NPC.
So Insomniac ruined the game for you.
Yeah, exactly. Gotcha. Absolutely. There are so many goddamn craftable suits.
Tell me about this, because this is the one thing. And granted, I know Game Informer had a whole lot. I stayed away from it because I wanted. But here we are, and it's happening. How does crafting a suit work?
So
did you see what happened to the original suit?
You start off with your regular suit.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If you haven't seen the footage, you start off in the classic red and blue Spidey, not with the white Spider, but with a classic Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, you do see what happens. I just can't talk about it.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah.
Okay.
It gets destroyed, and you try to repair it.
Okay.
You told us.
But that's the source of the white Spidey suit. That's all like secretive stuff that I can talk about. Yeah, lots of secrets.
So how do you craft new suits in the game?
Okay, so the way the game so beautifully and organically opens up the world, as opposed to where other games, I feel like every time an open world game comes out, they learn from the last one's mistakes and they improve upon what the last ones did. So where Assassin's Creed improved upon Origins improved upon what fucking Shadow of Mordor did,
sure,
and Shadow of War improved upon it's sort
of course
like
everybody learns something new.
It's this cool like escalation thing that happens, and the way this works is it starts off. It doesn't just show you a bunch of fucking icons on the map,
okay,
which is incredible, and the way it's weaved into the story of like you have to go. It's sort of the cliche thing of like unlock the tower to unlock your map or whatever, which happens in a lot of different games, but it's really cool because you're flying in this fucking game, right? Like you're Spider-Man, like
you're swinging, right?
Unlocking towers is like not a chore whatsoever.
Oh, right, because you can just swing over there, climb the side of the building, and you're there.
Do it, right?
Yeah.
You're not walking and like, the fuck do I get up there? It's like, no, it's if there is fast travel in this game, which I do think there is.
It's the subway. They've shown that before, where Spidey goes into the subway, and then it's this thing of him on his phone while he holds the thing.
I guess I didn't unlock that yet, but it's great that I never had to do it because I had so much fun just flying.
This is all
from place to place.
This is all on the island of Manhattan,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay.
But
is it all unlocked from the very get-go?
No. Okay. No, it's not. But you have to unlock these towers because the towers, the towers help you figure out where the crime is happening, right?
Okay. Oh, he's like triangulating signals on his phone.
And as he unlocks the towers, he sees, holy shit, what are these blips on the map? Oh my God, I put these trackers in my old backpacks. And so he goes to the first backpack that he finds that he lost a long time ago when he was in high school. And you find not only what's inside, but it's like little trinkets. Like it might be a letter or a photo.
The big one that's been shared to me a million times is there's one backpack he finds that has like a Vita in it, or like it's like a portable gaming system. It looks like the Vita.
So with those like backpack unlocks or whatever, that's what helps you craft new suits.
So is it crafting or is it like a store where I walk in and then I see, because there's like a million suits?
It's crafting. It is crafting. So I think when you do certain missions, you unlock a suit, but it's still not craftable.
Gotcha.
It just shows you what the suit is.
Okay.
But it doesn't. But again,
can you tell me which suits you saw?
Oh,
is that possible?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Here we go.
But
Kev.
the way that it opens up the world is so organically and so perfectly done.
I can't wait for this fucking.
Because again, like you had the same problem that I had with Assassin's Creed Origins, where the game starts, it's like, here are all these fucking icons.
Well, I'm Bayek, and I don't know what the fuck to do in any of this shit.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know what the icons are, but I guess it does a great job of like. Because even in Destiny and stuff like that, I have trouble knowing what does that icon mean exactly. Let me look at the fucking legend. Here, it does a really good job of it.
And easing you in.
Yeah, and there's also these landscapes that you take photos of. Or not landscapes, landmarks.
Oh, okay.
And the landmarks could be like... I don't know.
Empire State Building.
I didn't see Times Square, but Empire State could be one. The library of whatever. And you take photos, and these photos help you... have unlocks as well, but again, they introduce that in a really smart way of like, you have to take a photo for some reason, and then it shows you that this is now that icon.
Gotcha.
And now the landmarks are this icon, and you know it because you just did it instead of just throwing it at you. It's super smart. Let's see.
What suits did you see?
Save it for the last. Save it for the end. While you're flying around.
Now, when you say fly, you mean swing.
While you're swinging around, yeah.
Somebody's watching this; they've never seen Spider-Man. They say spiders can't fly. They don't know what's happening.
I love that J. Jonah Jameson has his very like Alex Jones conspiracy talk show.
Yeah, he's not the Bugle editor in chief in this world, right?
He's former. He's the former guy there. He has this talk show on the radio that Peter Parker will tune into every once in a while. It's called Just the Facts with J. Jonah Jameson.
Sure.
And it's very much like. It's so conspiracy.
How does he sound? Does he sound like J. Jonah?
Yeah, it sounds fine. No
and
problem.
then is this a player choice as Spider-Man, or is it like story driven? Like I'm swinging in it, I pick up a signal and I'm just listening.
So far, from what I realize, it is story based.
Okay.
Let's see. What else do I got here?
You gotta be sleeve.
There's a lot of stuff that I can't talk about, unfortunately.
But you took notes on it, so you can tell me about it later. Because when you signed an NDA, I signed the NDA technically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's legally how it works.
Shut up,
MJ and Peter Parker are no longer together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they.
How long have they been broken up?
It seems like a year or so. Essentially, when you go to that library that she's in, you hear that there has been a break-in at this library. You have no idea she's there. You break in, you see a guard, you take him out, and then a guard sees you with a gun and he's pointing at you, and then he gets knocked out. It was MJ hits him over the head with something.
Gotcha.
And he's like, didn't expect to see you again like this. And she said, funny, I did expect to see you again like this.
Yeah,
like,
that's funny.
Because you could tell that they broke up because she's just tired of
Spider-Man.
the danger and him going through all his bullshit. And then you eventually ask her, hey, let's get some dinner later. And you go get dinner, and there's... first, I forgot to mention, the facial animations and the cutscenes are just beautiful.
Really?
Like, I was not expecting the level of detail and sort of like what a Naughty Dog might have.
Okay.
But it's beautiful, man.
Awesome.
Like, I not once was I ever like,
well, this doesn't look
the mouth animations were clearly just synced to audio moving. No, it's like everything's so well done, and the eye movements, everything, like all the little subtle nods that people have in real life are all there, and it was really well done. But while they're talking,
at dinner,
you're at dinner together, just sitting down, and she's like, "What are we doing?" And he's like, we're just talking as friends. And she's like, can you accept that we can be friends? And he's like, yeah, sure. But you can tell there's a lot of problem there.
Of course,
he really
of course.
wants her back or whatever. I'm trying to think of other things. Anything else before I get to the suits that I?
Well, I mean,
that I
like, what villains did you see? What did you only do story missions? Were there side missions? How did they pop up?
I got to beat up Kingpin.
Okay.
That the main mission was you're breaking into his building, and what Kingpin does is he has a lot of people working for construction sites, construction, but really they're doing fucked up stuff up there.
God damn it!
But in one of the
Wilson, when will you list?
In the main boss fight, you are traversing up a building to go get Kingpin, and your teammate who works for the police, Yuri.
Oh right, yeah. She's been introduced.
Yuri's always in your ear. She's calling you. They have like some really like kind of witty back and forths where at one point he's like, I know the right person for the job. She's like, oh God, no, don't do this. And he's like, it's time for Spider Cop. And she's like, please don't do this, Peter. Like you can tell like she's like annoyed by it.
Does
or whatever.
she know he's Peter? You said
no, I guess
don't do this, Peter.
No, you're right.
Yeah, just making sure.
She doesn't. She does not know it's Peter. But it's really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a really cool back and forth.
Is that the major villain you saw? Because like the trailer, obviously at E3 or the footage from E3, right? It was almost the Sinister Six. In terms of
you capture Kingpin. You're all up in the building and you're like you're beating up all these baddies who are like all of his henchmen or whatever, and then the big boss fight happens, and kind of tough. The combat similar to all Arkham and Shadow of War and all that, where you can get sort of lost with where the camera is, and you sort of try to prioritize. Do I want to prioritize my button inputs, or do I want to move my thumb to the right stick to move the camera to get a better angle on what's happening? Gotcha. And I kind of fell in that. I had that battle quite a bit.
With the camera?
With the camera. And so that's the only kind of trouble I had with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it to the point of like detracting from how much fun it is to play? Is it something you'll get used to?
I think it's something you'll get used to, but it's one thing that I didn't love while playing it. I also did notice that your counter notifier is his Spidey sense.
Oh, okay.
So when you're about to get hit,
his counter attack.
Yeah.
So when you see
to get notified. Oh, you should counter right here, or you should dodge or whatever. The Spidey is the Spidey sense is sort of that white, iconic
wiggly
look.
lines,
and it kind of gets lost sometimes.
Okay.
So I had some trouble with that. I wish it was a different color, like a bright yellow or something.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of times where it does get lost in the background and I don't know I should be countering.
Yeah.
But it could have just been me. Maybe nobody else had the problem with it.
Yeah. We hadn't covered this. How long did you play for?
About 4 hours.
4 fucking hours. Yeah. Jesus, awesome.
So I'd say about 2 hours of story stuff and a lot of swinging around and unlocking things and doing random. When you're playing Grand Theft Auto and there's like a break-in and you want to go help that civilian, the same sort of thing happens here where you see a little red icon and you hear on the radio waves, oh, there's been a break-in or blah blah blah. So you
did they seem repetitive? Did it seem like it's only a few side missions over and over again?
No, not really. But I did have the one thing that kind of concerned me where I was at the floor level and of the 7 civilians there, 5 of them were the same woman with the same hairstyle with sort of different colored coats.
Sure.
But I only noticed that once. From then on, I didn't really have any problems
with the civilians. Just some quintuplets out for some ice cream.
Sure, exactly. But it did remind me a lot of like playing GTA Vice City and seeing all NPCs the same
recycled over and over again.
Absolutely. But that was the only time because from then on, you run through a lot of the missions where you are saving a woman from getting mugged, and there's like 6 dudes that are about to like steal her shit or whatever, and you go fight them off or whatever. But yeah, there was a lot of side missions. One where like a bank is getting broken into, kind of like the one that we played at E3.
Okay.
Where a bank is getting broken into or something's getting broken into and you have to go fight them off. And they do have sort of nice little challenges to do while you're in those battles. Like, web 3 enemies against the wall. So it's sort of like
things that are just popping up
little
on the
meta
screen?
Challenges.
Okay.
They'll be on the left-hand side.
Do they get you more XP or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It achieves that little confrontation as a higher level thing or whatever, or killed 3 enemies with an object, like you could swing and hit them all with an object. So it's a fun little meta way to keep things fresh or whatever.
Okay.
But again, the traversal's so fun.
What am I putting the XP into?
Skills.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Should have mentioned skills. So you have your skills and you have your gadgets.
Okay.
Gadgets are a thing you unlock once you first find your first backpack.
Okay.
And you realize, oh, I can upgrade this web shooter, and it might it'll go faster or whatever like that. But the skills are, there's like 3 tiers of the skills, and one of them is like, I think one of them is traversal. One of them, I should have written that shit down. One of them is combat, and one of them is something else. But it's
witty banner.
Something like that.
Banter.
But they are. You can do this move now. It reminded me a lot of God of War.
Oh, okay.
Where I can
augmenting it.
I can tack on this thing to the thing that I normally do.
Okay.
When I'm dodging somebody, now instead of just dodging, it'll spray web in the guy's face, causing him to kind of be stunned a little bit. So there are like little upgrades like that. It's really interesting, really cool shit. And I think that's all I got for the skills and the challenge and the gadgets. So I guess we can end this off with the suits that I saw.
Tell me what suits you saw, Andy Cortez.
Now there's only 5 of them.
Oh, God damn it.
Well,
a lot more in the game.
You have your standard suit.
Okay.
Yeah. You have there's
the white spider suit.
I think there's about 30.
Okay.
From what I counted, maybe 25 to 30 or whatever, around there. So you have your standard suit, then you have your advanced suit with the white Spidey logo.
Okay.
Which the source of that I cannot.
Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Greg, I'm under NDA, man.
I'm not going to push. I'm not going to pry.
I'm under embargo. Okay.
Is it the Thing? Did Thing give it to you? Fing Fang Foom come out and give it to you?
So you have those 2. Scarlet Spider is one.
Okay.
Looks really cool.
Nice.
The Noir version.
Yeah, they've shown that one. Yeah.
The Spider Armor, the Mark II suit.
Oh, from Infinity War.
No.
Oh.
It is it looks like another one of Tony Stark's sort of inventions, but it looks fucking cool.
The silver one?
I don't remember.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to
I don't
lean on
remember.
you. Oh, I'm going to keep pulling. The one from Civil War, the comic book where it's all red and it's got the gold.
I don't.
Okay, don't worry about it.
I don't remember. One of them looked like it could have been
Iron Spider Mark II, you said. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, one of them looked like it could have been the hoodie from Homecoming.
Okay.
But it could have been the punk version that they've revealed. That
are you going off of like outlines?
They show you like a torso just from the neck down.
Yeah.
And so you can't click into it unless you have the ability to unlock it or whatever. And then the final one is a Secret War suit. And Secret War, I'm going to look it up right now while you're looking up that one.
Is it okay? So is it this Iron Spider Mark II, the black and gold?
Yes, that's the one.
Got it. All right, everybody.
The black and gold suit. And then the Secret War one is this bad boy where it's like mostly black with some blue sort of accents and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there are so many other ones that
That's what I feel like when you think back to your memories of great Spider-Man games, unlocking all those fucking suits, like Neversoft, going through and getting all those, like I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, so, it was great. I wish I could talk about the other things, but that's all I got for you, Greg.
So when you leave, what's your hype level at for Spider-Man? Like, you know what I mean? You played 4 hours, yeah.
Through the roof. So it did end kind of weirdly where I wasn't sure if I was done with the demo. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to get a new prompt telling me to do something else.
Yeah.
And I did not. But I didn't realize that until I looked around and saw everybody else doing the same shit I was, which is just swinging and doing side missions at nighttime.
Okay.
And that's why I realized, like, okay, I'm done with the demo.
We're done with the demo,
yeah. Because I guess it felt like there was something really big was about to happen.
Okay.
And I thought maybe like, oh fuck, Tony Stark's gonna pop up, or I thought something on that level, and it was nothing like that, unfortunately.
Okay.
In my opinion,
if you played 4 hours, do you feel like you even scratched the surface of
no.
Okay.
I was sort of speeding to all the towers and trying to get backpacks.
Yeah.
But again,
what I'm gonna do too.
There was such a small like story part that we did play. Again, the story part was maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Okay.
The rest of it was just swinging around, having fun. I went to go see Avengers Tower.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Again, there's nothing in there, but it's just.
Does he make a
really
comment
cool.
or anything? Because I know that like that's the thing of it's the Marvel universe.
Not that I noticed.
Right? Okay.
Not that I noticed. I think that's the only thing that I saw MCU related was the Avengers Tower.
Okay.
I know there are other things that I don't really want to spoil here.
Sure, please don't. Yeah.
But yeah, that's really all I noticed. It's fun as shit. I'll probably rarely use fast travel because traversing is so much fun.
Just to swing. Yeah.
And yeah, that's it, man. Can't wait.
I can't wait. September 7th, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be playing the balls off of Spider-Man on PlayStation 4. You can make sure you can check out the review here, of course, on the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Remember, each and every Friday it goes up on patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. But you can watch it live when we record it before that. But if you have no money to give us, you can get on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames or podcast services around the globe each and every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Usually it's hosted by Tim. Usually Jared's on it. He does his thing, Mobile Gamer Bullshit, now that I like quite a bit. It's a fun game. I've only lost once. Never to Tim.
Thanks for pointing that out.
No, I'm just giving the facts.
Yeah,
just
sure.
the big thing. Thanks, buddy.
Also, the voice acting, great.
Yeah.
I forgot
Yuri?
to mention that. Yuri is phenomenal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Uri.
Lots of little funny, witty moments.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
When we have it, we'll be talking about it when the embargo's up, and I'm sure after that I'll be bitching about it, trying to go for that platinum and everything else, and I'm going to get that PlayStation 4 Pro, and we're going to have a good time. For everything about video games, make sure you like, subscribe, and share Kind of Funny Games. And for everything about Andy Cortez, there he is.
Yeah, look at me.
Call Kevin and he'll look at him. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.